I peed myself in an Uber, the DJ snuck us in, and I made out with a married man in the VIP section. And I have live footage from my iPhone of the night. So you might want to watch this entire video. So I was in the car with my friends the other day on our way to see Suicide Squad, which you can watch my review for here. When I was in charge of the aux cord, I played Faded by Zoo, and I said to my friends, I peed myself to this song. They laughed, questioned nothing, and we all moved on with our lives. But I thought to myself, wait a minute, I deadass peed myself to this song. Like, there's a backstory to why I peed myself to this song, and I need to share it. And sometimes I feel like YouTube is the only place I can do that, so let's do this thing. My first gay club experience. Let's go. This was in 2014 in New York City. I'm not going to tell you who I shared this experience with because I don't know if they want this experience to be on the internet, but it happened to me, so I'm gonna share it regardless and leave them out of it. This was a time period where I was frequently visiting New York City via train because I lived in Boston at the time, but we found ourselves at a pizza joint not knowing what to do with ourselves. So naturally, I tweeted out, what's going on in New York City tonight? We're trying to party. Thanks to my amazing and diverse following, we found people that were over 18 and 21, actually, now that I think about it, that wanted to include us into their plans. So they said, come to this rooftop party and let's have some fun. So we went to the train station and this is where the night began. In the New York City subway. If you've never been to New York City, or you have been to New York City but just never have taken the subway, then you wouldn't know that the subway on a Friday night is actually more lit than any club in Los Angeles at any time. Like, when we got there, there was a band playing, and I was feeling myself, so I started to dance. And when I dance, bitch, I dance. I shake my ass, even if it's just to a drum beat or like acoustic, I'm still gonna go the fuck off. All of a sudden, I looked up and there was a crowd of people around me. Literally a circle, and I was in the middle going off to this beat and everyone was recording. And I have footage actually, hold on. So we kind of kill our first party in the New York City subway and make our way to the train. The train ride comes to a stop and we walk to the apartment complex where this rooftop party was supposed to be happening. After waiting outside of the lobby for some time, we finally get in after someone is exiting, and we're DMing the guy that invited us in the meantime, but he's not responding. We find out that the party was dead and that it got killed off and everyone's moving to this gay club in Brooklyn. So after the waiting, we're fed up and we don't really want to deal with the subway again, so we take an Uber to Brooklyn. So we were in the New York City, part of New York City, and we had to cross the bridge to get to Brooklyn. We had music blasting and my body was just really excited, I guess, and I couldn't focus on holding in the urine that was inside of me. So I released it in the car and I full out peed myself, and I have pictures of the pee, and it's not my proudest moment, but I have to embrace it and I have to accept the fact that I went to a gay club with pee on my jeggings from Abercrombie & Fitch. And yeah, we arrived there and we freak out last minute because we realized, wait a fucking second, we're not 21, we can't get in, what are we supposed to do? So the guy we're DMing says, I know the DJ, it's all good, he'll be out in a second, we'll sneak you in. That happens, we get inside, and it was actually really hot seeing a line of people by the door and us just sneaking in through the side. But yeah, we get inside of there and it's really dark, and I mean real dark. Like, close your eyes right now and keep them closed and think about opening them, but you don't see light anymore. It's still dark. That's what the fucking gay club was like. There was subtle neon lights flashing, but literally so subtle, it felt like I was in a cave. But I was low-key living for it because they were blasting Destiny's Child, TLC, Britney, Spice Girls. It was basically a gay's dream, and when we got there, we wasted no time. We made our way to the dance floor instantly because I love to move my body. Like, me in the subway became me on the dance floor, and I was feeling myself so hard. And I'm telling you, when you're in a club, time works in the weirdest ways. I'm pretty sure we got there at around midnight, and I checked my phone after dancing for what I thought was about 10 minutes, and it was 2. Like, you get so into it, you forget what's going on around you and where you actually are. But it was a good thing because while we were dancing, the guy that DM'd us introduced us to his friends and all this stuff, and the way the gay community works, I don't know if anyone believes in friendship because the people we instantly met instantly came on to us. There was grinding, there was lip touching, there was that whole stuff on the dance floor that occurs in gay clubs, and I was okay with it, but I stuck to this one guy in particular who I was introduced to, who had a beard, tattoos all over his arms, and just everything about him was right. It's so weird to talk about this on camera, but this is literally a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it's the one thing that I look back at in my past and go, that actually fucking happened. And I experienced it. But yeah, we were all over each other, and he was really buff, and just his body, I needed to be on top of him. And it's so bad, but we left the dance floor and we went to this like section that was roped off, and I was all over him. I just felt like he clocked out of his shift at the lumber yard and he came home to his wife that he was thinking about during work all day, and I was that wife, and I just felt connected to him, and it's awful. It's awful. I was living. I was truly and utterly living. Sadly, the night came to a conclusion. I will admit my self-esteem did go up after that, but then again, how happy could I be with the fact that I made out with this fine-ass man when he probably couldn't even decipher what I looked like in that darkness? Like, it took a while for me to realize if he was even hot or not, because gay club lighting is so fucking dim. It's like they know if there wasn't, no one would get dick. So, I mean, I guess I should thank them because they kind of helped me out. But anyways, we leave the club and we don't know what to do with ourselves. It's 4 in the morning. We're peeing on the sidewalk. We're singing songs. We're reminiscing about the fun we had in the club. Still dancing in the middle of the street. Well, it's finally time to get a cab and go home. We need to go. Like, we need to bounce. So we're in the cab, and I remember that cab ride back home being the funniest thing in the world. I don't know what was said or what was done, but I just remember being so happy with the moment. But when we got back to home, which was my friend's apartment, she was knocked out, and we had to take shelter in her apartment complex hallway using our hands as pillows and the clothes we wore covered in pee as blankets. We passed out at around 6 and woke up at 8/9 after our friend finally woke their ass up. And then I had one of the weirdest days of my life. The night was a result of 2 teenagers with nothing to do in New York City. So that's what can happen if you're bored. Like, you really can just make your way into a club and have the time of your life like that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the story. I enjoyed living it, I think. That's the thing, I think. I don't even know what to take of this night still, and it happened 2 years ago. But I can't wait to look back at that when I'm like 22 and compare that to my gay club experiences then. But yeah, I guess the message you can get from this is, if you're young, be young, have fun, make mistakes, pee yourself in an Uber as Faded by Zoo plays, and make out with random fucking people. Like, you only have so much time on this earth, so you might as well be a fucking idiot while you're here. Yeah, I love you guys so much. I promise this is a real story. I literally have footage and shit that I've scattered throughout this video to let you know that this actually happened. But yeah, maybe I'll think of more stories to share so you can live through them. I love you guys so much. I'll see you when I see you, and whenever that may be, remember this: stay you, stay true, and stay fabulous.